Hello and welcome back, guys, to the 4PL League of Legends Kaostv Vendors Cup September qualifiers number 4. Apologies for the technical issues. They are just unavoidable. I am Pulse and I am joined by Mutters. Hello.
Hello. It's been a while.
It has. It really has. We're jumping into round 4 between Luna and Unrestricted. We don't have too much time to actually jump into these to analyze all of these picks, but the bans will be Jace, Yorick, Ezreal coming from Luna, Fizz, Rengar, Alistair from Unrestricted. Picks will be Kerp on Shen, well, they'll be swapping up because Kerp is the mid player. We'll have Shen, Blitzcrank, Skarner, Ari, and Urgot. And Urgot on the enemy team as well, that makes sense. Corki, Sona, Karthus, Malphite, and then Wukong. And they're just going to go ahead and swap up as we tick down. So anything really sticking out to you at the moment, Metas, with these team comps?
Well, what's sticking out to me at the moment is that I can't spectate this game. So have they allowed people to spectate is my first question, because I can't click on that option just yet.
At the moment, they haven't actually reached the delay timer, so they've still got another 15 seconds.
That's why then. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know what my memory is like? It's like a sieve. So everything you just told me has pretty much none of it sunk in. So I'm going to have to wait until I actually can spectate the game. But we were talking before, we went live, and you said that you've casted Luna a few times today. And has there been anything that's stood out to you? You were mentioning a couple of strange, questionable tactics or decisions that they've came to.
Yeah, so earlier today, they really like these sorts of mid-game orientated compositions, but they never really close it out, and then they move into the late game where they're slightly weaker. But the fact that they're synergizing so well as a team just means they win the game anyway. And we actually they were so far ahead, they were like, oh, this is fine. Nautilus actually went with a Stinger, and then the enemy team actually brought it back in, and then he had to sell the Stinger and actually go for a legitimate build. So it's things like that which have really been extending the games unnecessarily. But right now, both teams are very evenly matched. Both teams are really strong, so I expect both teams to be working at their best.
Yeah, so now I have been able to jump in here on the champion select, and what I've noticed is that purple team look very AoE, CC kind of based. And it appears to me that blue team are more kind of, individual pick a player and nuke them down. You've got Ari, Blitzcrank, and Skarner who can really lock players down alongside Udyr. So it's going to be interesting to see how they engage these team battles, because you have to say the Karthus, Malphite, and Sona ultimates alongside Wukong, that's a lot of CC AoE damage coming right off the bat.
Yeah, they really do need those picks, and they have pretty good, they need that initiate. You have the strong initiates from both teams, but as you said, they're really looking for these picks to happen. But as we go into 1 minute 40, we are going to jump to a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we will be in game between Luna and Unrestricted. Stay tuned, guys. Welcome back, guys. We are now in round 4. We have Luna in the blue corner, and we also, I think that rhymed, I'm not quite sure, but we have Unrestricted in the purple team. I am Pulse, I am once again joined by Metas. How are you doing, dude, and how do you think these first couple minutes are going to go?
Well, I think it's going to be down to Blitz, dude. Like, if he can get a good pull-off, it's going to be first blood, let's face it, to Luna. But it's just a case of whether the two teams are going to butt heads. You can see that the blue team right now, Luna, are going for that fairly standard invade, but nice ward coverage from Sona. It's going to alleviate the pressure. They know exactly where Luna are, and they're going to react accordingly. So I don't see anything kicking off just yet. I doubt either team's going to make a slip up here.
We actually saw something super similar to this before, where basically they went for the invade, and then they recalled, like, the top laner recalled because they need to at 1 minute 25 so they can actually get to top lane. And then the enemy team, because they had the ward, they had the knowledge, they waited around the corner and waited for them so there was only 4 people, and they went for the 5 versus 4 engage, picked up first blood, forced Luna back, but we actually had some good players from bottom lane reclaiming the blue buff. But I think they've learned their lesson, and they are going to just go ahead and recall, not picking up the first blood, but at least they'll have the vision and they'll have the knowledge, knowing where the enemy is going to start, and then they can react accordingly to that.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, a lot of supports kind of view their wards as their children. They don't want to put them down unless they have to at bot lane. So to see Sona plant that ward really gave them so much information, but they're going to come back in again here. So is it going to be in time? Wolves have been taken, and again they have been spotted by the ward. So not really a big deal after all. But they are going to be trying to steal the blue, and we could actually see some action kicking off here, Pulse.
Yeah, it's going to be a 4 versus 4 at best. He's going to reset for just a couple of seconds. They are looking for the smite to happen. Frogger will be picking that one up. Will they go for the engage? Do they have anything to lock them down? The answer is no. Cope will just be returning to mid. He has started with that charm, but you generally do anyway, just so you can react to those ganks very easily. So they will be getting that blue, and that will really cripple Malphite's jungle as he moves, because he's generally trying to get for that fast 4, even for the fast 6 as well. And losing that blue buff as a massive hit is going to reduce the clear time. So Malphite's really going to feel that. He's level 1 against the red buff. This is really going to hurt him as well.
So true, because typically as a jungler, if you know that your blue is going to be stolen, you're just going to go and invade their blue, especially as a Malphite. Maokai, a lot of those kind of tanky junglers who don't dish out a huge amount of damage in the jungle. And it's going to be very, very difficult now for Malphite to actually stay in contention with Skarner. This is great for Skarner, because as we said before in the past, Pulse, once he hits 6 and he has Impale, he becomes a real threat. So, nice opening for Luna right here in this match.
Yeah, they are kind of similar though. Like, they're both shooting for that level 6 where they get those super strong ganking potential, and that's really what they're looking for. But obviously Skarner now with the blue buff, he's got the enemy blue buff as well, so he's going to be able to spam out those crystal slashes, reach that level 6 sooner, and really be that threat that Malphite really can't react to. Generally they're looking to get that level 6, like Canada round at the same time, and even maybe to react to the enemy gank, look for some of those counter ganks as well. If you've got the game sense for it, go for it. And those counter ganks can really be even more effective than actually going for the gank straight up, because taking them off guard and having the enemy already committed onto your lane and then going for that counter gank can easily result in a kill, especially if you're in a higher health and in from a better angle as well.
Yeah, so we now that we have a bit of a slower kind of paced piece of the action here in this matchup, let's have a look at some of these lanes and how they're faring. Your opinion, Wukong against Shen, who has the upper hand there?
Shen is that kind of lane which he can't push out. He has the feint, that being the spammable shield. He has the Vorpal Blade as well for the sustain. Has a bit of burst damage as well from the keep strike, but that's kind of it. Wukong does have some damage, but at the moment you just see him basically just being punched down, and there's nothing he can really do about it. He doesn't have the damage to go through Imbersheep's defenses, and Imbersheep can just sit there all day and just farm. Like, Shen is so difficult to push out, and then he'll get to the point where he's level 6. Wukong doesn't have a lot of killing potential on him. Maybe at level 6 when he gets his own ultimate from Cyclone, but we can see him engaging on him there, and he's just not trading off well against him. Meanwhile, Boss would get a pull from Dexter, drawing him into Radox as well. Massive damage coming out along with the Ignite. Nemade coming, trying to push him off, but that's not going to happen. First blood falling to the hands of Radox, now chasing after onto Nemade. Dexter looking for that power fist, but about a Teemo out of range, unable to land that. And that'll be first blood for Luna Gaming.
What can you say? We were talking before in the Champion Select that Luna are all about that single target capability of just taking someone out of the equation, and that's exactly what Blitzcrank is designed for at bot lane. Get the pulls, get the kills. First blood on Urgot, and Corki went down. Great news once again for Luna.
Yeah, Urgot is really that champion you want to have a good early game. And Imbersheep, once again, bumping heads with Gob, but Gob does have that counter initiation ability with, of course, that decoy, so Shen doesn't have a lot of kill potential on Wukong, and vice versa. Maybe at level 6 we could see something happening, and maybe from a gank, maybe some intervention from the junglers as well, but definitely in that bottom lane, they're going to have to turn their attention to that, because Urgot can become a real monster into that mid-game transition. And let's see how much gold he has in his back pocket right now. He has 1,300, so probably not going to be the Brutalizer. Maybe looking for the double Dorans. There it is. Maybe some pots as well to support that. There we go. And some wards. Actually going for a ward and some mana potions as well. Very interesting. Looking to really sustain himself in his engages.
Yeah, he wants to keep himself down bottom for probably another 3 to 5 minutes, maybe even after Dragon or something like that. He just wants to stay down there, soak up all the XP and gold that he can. It's reflected in the mana pots, of course. He's not alongside Sarak, which you typically see Urgot alongside with, so he does need that, like, just a little bit of sustain.
Oh, meanwhile, in the top jungle, Purpose found himself an angry Malphite, but he's getting torn down very quickly. Frog actually going to jump after him very aggressively. Pop the Crystal Exoskeleton, will be taking that damage from the turret as well. Kerr popping over the wall with that last charge of the Spirit Rush. And both mages in mid on very low mana, so unable to really to capitalize and follow up on that one.
But good news again, because their AP carry has now picked up a kill. So 2 for 0. Ari's going to be going back. Has, let's have a look, 1,630 gold at her disposal to do whatever she wishes with. So good stuff. Going to get the cage lucky pick. We do have an engage at bot lane. Nice pull there from Blitzcrank and the fist up in the air as well. This could be the second kill for Urgot. Indeed it will be. And Blitz supplying both of those kills to his AD carry, doing a marvellous job. And Luna move into a commanding 3-0 lead and 1.7k gold lead after just 7 minutes.
Yeah, this is really nasty right now for Unrestricted. And looking at the team comp, we spoke about this in Champion Select as well, when we were saying they've got a really, really strong AoE sort of initiate composition with that Malphite, following with the Karthus, and also with the Cyclone as well from Wukong, locking them all up. And that's not discounting the Sonnet ultimate as well, that being the crescendo. So they really are looking for those team fights. They may be behind right now, but the base damages and utility from the team can really pay off in those early team fights. Ward goes down by Frogget. He sees the Malphite on that blue and he wants some of this. He's got the red buff. Crystal Slash goes down, looking for the slow portion of it, but didn't quite land it. Kerp also around the area, forcing that blue to reset. And we do have Zyrex in that area, along with Sona. Corki going to go back to lane, but we do have an invade. 4 people around the area. At best, it's going to be a 4 versus 3. 2 wards have gone down, getting the vision of both sides of that blue buff. They want this. Oh, pulled through the wall by Dexter. Very nice, and there was no way they're going to be able to contest that. That'll be a blue taken away from Karthus. That's really going to hurt him in lane against Kerp. He's going to have that kill potential. Zyrex can sustain himself with that passive, but a blue loss from an AP carry, it really sucks.
Yeah, and it's important to note as well, Pulse, as both blues have been stolen now for Luna. Of course, the first one was taken from Skarner's Smite, second one now pulled through the wall, given to Ari, and this is just going to be nasty, nasty news for Unrestricted, because of course Karthus loves that blue buff. He wants to spam his Qs all day long, not able to do that. Another pull at bot lane from Blitzcrank, the third exhaust instantly going down from both supports. Nice Valkyrie away, just in the nick of time, because Urgot was definitely looking for his switch. But either way, 3-0 remains the scoreline, but Urgot is having a nice time at it in bot lane. Important to note though, even with the 2 kills going down,
because while top Frogger jumping on Gob, he will be duking him with the decoy. Imbersheep actually duking downward. Will be going in with the Nimbus Strike. A nice duke with the flash. Will be getting himself out of there.
Yeah, very, very nice play from Wukong, really using his decoy to his benefit. But as I was going to say before, I mean, even with those 2 kills to Urgot, Corki is still slightly ahead on CS. So he's doing a nice job.
Have more action with Kerp coming in. Or Deception goes down, picking up the kill immediately. Cheese Wheel goes out, but not enough to really follow up on that one. Got the level 5, no unstoppable force. And meanwhile, Frog is just going to stay with lunch money. Coming in from the side as well. Kerp following up with the Foxfire into the Ignite, into the Orb Deception, picking up the second kill. Meanwhile, bottom, Urgot being really dominant, picking up another kill on Corki, and possibly the second for the double kill onto Sona.
Man, I hate calling games too early. It hasn't even got to 10 minutes yet, but you have to say, this is looking precarious at best for Unrestricted. Ari 3-0, Urgot 4-0. That's looking pretty painful.
Yeah, like, they're 2 main damage dealers, and also the Brutalizer being picked up by Urgot as well. That typical of, like, the strong sort of snowball item. And Kurt just doesn't even care at this stage. He's 3-0, he's behind their turret, he's taking out the turret We do have Malphite coming in, but again, he just doesn't have level 6. Lost a lot of potential, Cheese Wheel goes out, but they really just can't trade off against Kerp. Kerp's ultimate is on cooldown, but again, he's double buff. There's not much you can do about that, and Long Frogger coming in from the side once again, still hasn't been able to clear his own Wraiths. Malphite is just not having a good game.
It's been difficult from the start. We could have a gank actually in mid. Indeed, we will have. Impale goes down. Malphite comes in with his ultimate. Could be putting himself in danger. Does pick up the kill, though, in the form of Karthus with his Death Defied onto Ari. So it's a 1-for-1 exchange, but the shutdown does come.
But meanwhile, bottom, we'd have an initiation onto Soundwise. There's a pull as he's Valkyrieing in. Dexter will be picking that one up. Neymar trying to follow up onto Blitz. He needs to get this kill reclaimed, but look at the damage from the Acid Hunters, chunking him down. There's another 2 kills, and meanwhile, top, Embersheep finishing off the Wukong. 11-1, and we're like 11 minutes into the game. A kill a minute for Luna.
Oh, I guess I have been missing casting more than I thought, because this has been a great ride thus far, Pulse. I never remember it being this frantic before when we casted together. 12 kills in about as many minutes. That is interesting, to say the least. Urgot 5-0 now. Let's have a quick look at the difference in gold. It should be absolutely huge. Urgot with 4.4k and Corky with 2.5k. After 11 minutes, Pulse, that is just simply huge.
And straight up depressing methods.
Yeah, indeed.
As an AD carry yourself, it's just like, to be in that position just makes you want to cry. It's, yeah. And
you feel powerless.
Exactly, and Urgot being that sort of anti-carry as well, he's just going to be able to lock down anyone he pleases on the enemy team, and what can they do about it? There's just nothing they can do at all. They have... I'm looking at the team right now, and I'm looking for a saving grace. I really don't see it. Like, if they want to pull back into this game, they kind of need a team fight, because we touched upon it before, but they need to go for a team fight where they can use those base damages and actually use their team composition, but they've just been pushed back so far, they haven't been able to get that done, because they're utilizing the strength they have in the laning phase. And that being from Luna, and Spirit Rush coming down the mid, jumping straight onto Zyrex, into the Impale as well, popping down another charge of the Spirit Rush, and one more to get away from that. Late Waste comes down, but only tagging Frogget. We do have Malphite from the side. Look at the damage from Orb of Deception, landing both ways on the tip of it, into the Foxfires. Malphite, all he wants is the farm. Well, he just can't even have that. We do have Monkey coming down as well. Charm comes down, we'll just tag him.
Charm was close, but didn't land. Had it have landed, it could have been quite interesting. Ari's Deathfire Grasp is on cooldown now, so I wouldn't have been able to utilize that. But the key word that you mentioned before here, I have to feel, is depressing. If you're an unrestricted TeamSpeak event or whatever right now, what would you be saying, Pulse? Because they're so far behind, and they must know that they're miles behind. 6k and Drake going down for Luna after 13 minutes. I haven't seen a game like this for a very long time.
Yeah, especially in this high tier play, it's just something you don't really see too often. In fact, I was casting the All or Nothing the finals the other day, and it was kind of interesting because all of the games you could say were stomps. They weren't stomps, but it was just that they got small advantages at the start, these small victories, that actually meanwhile on the enemy jungle, Charm will land. But let's actually turn this one around now that you realise the CC's up, and Unstoppable Force actually used as an escape mechanism. Yeah, how about that hard CC? Doesn't work when you're having to use it as an escape, and Zyrex just getting absolutely pummeled by Razox. Has the exhaust down upon him, but he's actually juking back into them, dying in a better position. Crescendo goes down as well. Got Samwise from the side. Got Ultimate comes down, that being in form of the Requiem. Embersheep coming to the side, looking to lock down Samwise away from that, from the Karthus, from his passive. Kerp coming in with the Spirit Rush. Once more, got the Embersheep tanking the turret with that feint, taking practically no damage, and very, very slick pickup. 3-for-1 trade.
Well, this is the problem, you know, Pulse, that we were saying before. The CC AoE comp from Unrestricted, on paper, in theory, looks extremely strong. It looks like a nightmare waiting to happen. But in practice, right now, they are so far behind. Very few items being built up. We see Skarner going onto Wukong, Wukong being forced to run away. Double buff Skarner breathing down his neck. Decoy has been used. Will Skarner get to pick this one up? Has pulled him back with the Impale. Can he finish it off? Cyclone's been used. That's going to be good news for Luna right now, because again, one of those AoE ultimates has been taken up the equation. Could be a kill actually for Wukong. Indeed will be, and picks up the double buff. The hubris of Skarner actually coming to his downfall there. And that was an interesting play, but is it going to change the dynamics of this game? Not a great deal.
No, it was just amusing for a couple seconds. It was just like, Skarner is a great duelist, but honestly, because he's at the solo lane, and meanwhile, amid the burst damage from Ari, going straight past the wall as well, another Spirit Rush charge will be picking up that kill. And he has, that was disgusting damage. Absolutely disgusting. Meanwhile, bottom, we will have more action though. Samurai's getting initiated on Dexter, looking for the Power Fist. Another charge of that Acid Hunter will be finishing that one off, and literally Radox is just chunking people down. Kerp coming in from the north as well. This is such a dodgy position for Sona to be in. Noxian charge lands, looking for one more Acid Hunter. He might be getting out of here. The damage was from an auto attack from Kerp. Return from the Orb of Deception will land, and massive damage coming out. Another Charm will land. Oh, 1 for 1. At the same time, Fist of Fury from Malphite.
It's there's not too much that you can add, Pulse, really. I think the visuals are doing this game justice.
Yeah.
It has been very one-sided thus far. I was saying before that the CC AoE comp on paper looks really scary. Having said that, hold that thought just for a second, because here comes Skarner again to top lane, wants to get his revenge, wants his double buff back once again from a gob on Wukong. Impel has been used, that's going to be nighty-night for Wukong, and indeed Skarner will get his revenge, and that double buff once again. Will they try and push the top lane? Maybe, maybe not. Either way, the problem is they're so far behind at this point that they can't really dish out a lot of damage. Even if they chain their ultimates together, Pulse, you have to feel that the tankiness of Urgot and Shen are going to be more than enough alongside Skarner just to basically repel that onslaught and just be like, okay, that's all you've got, now it's our turn.
Yeah, and meanwhile on top, Jungle Rocket really wants this red buff, but it will be picked up by the Supper before Sun United has come down, and now it's runaway time. Zyrex trying to get out of there, Junker's at the bottom, but Malphite knows his impending doom and just takes it like a man. But yeah, I have to agree with you. Right now it's just, they have that really great team with a great AoE, but the counter to AoE and straight up burst is tankiness. And right now, Luna have it. Like, they have so much tankiness, they can just tank through it and be like, yeah, what? And just carry on straight into that team fight and just chase them down. What they need right now is pick, but oh, look at the damage from Kurt. Just ripping him apart. Just got the Spirit Rush. Cyclone comes in as well. Will be picked up by Wukong, and Rage Requiem comes down as well. They will be reclaiming a kill, but as you said before, it's basically just a drop in the ocean. Like, what is it going to really do for them? And do they have anything on their team that will really help them out in this scenario? I don't think the answer is yes.
It does make fairly painful reading. We do have some more action in mid, but Skarner should be just fine. Could be doing a fair amount of chunk, but not going to keep Skarner up at night. Here comes Blitz from the side. If he can land the grab, this should be yet another kill. Here comes Malphite though. Ultimate goes down from Sona, forcing the flash away. And Ignite has also been popped onto Blitzcrank. The passive has been utilised, but there's Sona of all players. That's the last thing you want pulsing behind is your support picking up the kills. Corki will be face-palming at this point. But yeah, reading down the score lines at the moment, nobody is really standing out. Nobody has any items that make you kind of think, oh, maybe they can pull this one back. Whereas on the flip side, you've got a Wit's End, you've got a Deathfire Grasp, you've got a BF Sword and Brutalize, and you've got Karthus dying again to Urgot. So I think this is pretty much game, set, and match at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you, and it's not nice to actually call it this early on, and actually we have Frog coming in from the side as well. Samwise getting junked down by Rodox. We do have Malphite, the anti-AD, jumping on the anti-AD. We've got another switch coming over, popping over that wall. Frog coming in from the north as well, kiting them away with that passive, with the Acid Hunters. Another one comes down with the auto attacks as well, chiming in. We have Kirk coming in from the side. Stoppable comes down into the Grand Slam. Got another kill with that Foxfires, and that will be the ace all over the map.
Did you catch that play from Urgot? Because that was sublime.
Yeah, the switch over the wall, the flash into the switch.
He flashed, and then he was like, well, Malphite might ultimate, or he might flash, so then I'm going to switch over and put him in a really scary position while the rest of my team comes down. Yes, he died, but in doing so, secured the kill of Malphite. And look at the damage again from Ari. She can just jump in with the Spirit Rush, put down Deathfire Grasp, Orb Deception, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and get the double kill onto Corki as well. No problems. I'm here all day. Sona's going to get charmed. She's going to go the same way. That's going to be a triple kill. And after nearly 20 minutes, 29-7. Wow.
Yeah, and Karth is just saying, well, at least I'm tanky. He's 1-8 right now, and Goblin's just trading off with Imbersheep. Obviously, you know, Bruiser versus Bruiser is the most riveting of fights, as they just ineffectually attack each other. We'll eventually have something done up here. They will be backing up.
It's the LoL equivalent of watching paint dry. Very, very slow. Not long. Well, there we go. A cyclone. We've had a massive pintful of paint being thrown across the wall, and the end result is it's going to be a surrender vote. 5-0. Completely understandable. And Luna win that one extremely comfortably. 37 kills after 20 minutes. Wow.
Yeah, just action-packed game right there. And that must have been the fastest game of the day that we've casted. And that might actually draw all the teams who are playing right now all into the same sort of category, so everyone's actually playing at the same time. But we are going to jump to a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we'll be looking at round 5 of today's tournament. So stay tuned, guys, for more great League of Legends action.